It's interesting. No matter how many times I get in a creek, aside from the garbage, being in a spot like this is, for me, one of the coolest looking places I could be. More than like the mountains, more than the beach, more than anything. I don't know why this is so thrilling to me. But I guess y'all enjoy it too, because you're still with me after all these years. Check that out. How many of those have to fall before the train falls over the side? And these are active tracks. Active tracks will always be home sweet home to me. Okay, that was a little much. But I want to look in here. And if you're first joining us, it hasn't rained in Alabama in about 8 years. Well, okay, not 8 years, but it's been a while. And the creeks are crazy low, which is nice. I don't remember them this low since the great drought of 2000 and something. That'll help you pinpoint it. So that still doesn't mean we can go far this way, because it does drop off. During floods, there's holes and there's holes and there's holes, and they're still there. The floods are still there. The holes are still there, not the floods. That is a hunk of iron from the tracks. Like I'm saying, right in here, it starts getting deep. So let me think for a minute. A minute is up. Something just, there's always something following me. Sounded like something just jumped out of a tree. Probably a black walnut. If this is the, forget the "I" part, because that wasn't even the beginning of a sentence. The beginning of the sentence is, if you're just joining us here for the first time, there's really not an us today. It's just me. See, that looks like a soft shell. Price reached down and grabbed. It's not a soft shell. That is the bottom of a bottle. We'll look at it in a minute. That is a bottle that is not old. That is a bottle that is not old. So if you're first joining us and you're saying, man, are you going to take that with you? You should put all that in your pocket and take it with you. Yes, I take everything I can. But I have to put it in a spot because it all doesn't fit my man purse. So there's a trash can everywhere. I'm not going to take that chair because I don't want that chair. But if you're just joining us, let's finish that sentence. I get in creeks everywhere I can, all over the southeast, and look for things that should be with me. Unlike that. You know what that looks like? That looks like it would have been the top of a flue and somebody didn't finish because their welder broke or their torch to cut it. That's my guess. And since I'm out here alone talking to myself, I'm the only one that gets to guess right now. You can guess with me. And maybe you're right. The thing is, we don't have anyone to validate. So my bride is busy. My offspring are bouncing basketballs or at work. And I keep hitting my head on that because that's what I do. Again, if you're just joining us, I try to hit my head on everything I can find because I'm always doing this. I'm doing this while you're doing that. And while I'm doing this, looking for something to find to show you, you're still wondering, okay, is he going to find anything? And then next thing I know, I hit my head. But that's just what I do. I want to get this thing out in a minute if I can find it again. If you saw a video from several moons back. Oh, I got that thing out. I forgot to show it to you. My bad. I was, that ain't cool, is it? I do Facebook Reels too. They're short versions of this extended version of me. So if you don't want to hang around right now, you can always go to my Facebook Reels and simply watch Facebook Reels in Exploring Alabama and see short pieces of this. It's pretty much the things I find without getting the full trip with me. which I'm glad y'all go on the full trip with me still. It's fun. This is more fun than Reels. Reels is quick. Reels is easy. Well, sometimes. Facebook glitches all the time. Like one day you'll get on there and everything will work. The next day you'll get on there and nothing works. One day you get on there and think you've got it all figured out. The next day you get on there and no one knows how to use it anymore. This is getting deep. Not my story. This creek. So anyway, if you watch the video on here, YouTube, where you are right now and I am, I tell you what, a little side note, the Jetsons would be really impressed with videos because I can walk down the creek with this little plastic thing in my hand and do this and share the entire event with you. You remember the Jetsons? I think it was reruns, but they were really good actors. They never, ever, there was never any bloopers. They never messed up. They always got their lines right. Oh, it's getting so deep. See if I could get all the way down there. See where the leaves have stopped? That's where there's either a beaver dam or a big tree that's got in the way. And it's messing up the water flow. So what we were talking about a minute ago, before I so rudely interrupted myself, was oh, I dropped it. Was the video about the I can't go any further. That's not cool. The video about finding all those spoons. Did y'all see that? All those little bitty spoons. So far, there's been no solid proof of what kind of spoons they are. And I offered to send people some. Huh. Oh, the spoons are gone. But that's okay. I did keep a couple of spoons, not a couple of people. I got to figure out how to get through here without getting water in my boots. When the water gets stagnant, that's when it concerns me the most. Because I don't want any parasitic bumblebee tuna getting in my shoes. A good tip if you're getting in a creek is lather up with lotion real good. Fill all your pores with good greasy lotion and it covers all your scars. And all this funky cold Medina water just rolls off your body. You're back like a big slick noodle. If you fall down, just look up and point your arms out like that and you'll go right back to the top. Because you're greased up. That's a little tip. You can use baby oil, car wax, or anything you want. I find that olive oil is good. Like when I'm getting ready to do this, I'll take a shower and pour like a gallon of olive oil all over me, so I'm just super slick. The only problem is if you fall down in the bathroom covered in baby oil or olive oil is what I'm talking about, you'll be like a ping pong ball or something. You'll bounce all over the walls, hit your head on the toilet and fly back. You'll hit off another wall, and hopefully you'll land in a sink or on a towel or on a floor mat. Or in case you still got one of those cushy toilet seats that when you sit on it, it goes psh, and it kind of gives you the creeps. I remember my grandparents had one. And I was like, who invented this? I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. But luckily for me, I've got a little tiny bathroom. So when I grease up, if I fall down, I just simply bounce around a couple of times and it's not a big deal. It's neat, the bigger, what is that? See, that's pretty cool, if you ask me. And unless your whole thing, what is that? Well, that is a lid to a barrel. We shall harvest. So I'm headed back up the creek. I'm headed back up the other side. The other side as opposed to that side and this side. I'm not going up either side, just this side. But I do have an update. After we see what that is. That is a piece of a bottle. Let me just tell you my update. I went from a Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy S9, which is Android, which is something off Star Wars, to this. This is a 14 Pro iPhone. And it's about the size of a desktop computer, I know. But, so I texted my oldest squirrel in college, and she said, and I told her, she immediately FaceTimed me. And I thought we were on a call. She says, Daddy, I can see in your ear, stop. And I said, okay, my bad. So she said, isn't it cool we can FaceTime now? I said, yeah, that's great. And it is great, because most kids wouldn't want to do that. But she's cool and she loves me. She loves me like a rock. So she said, do you feel all grown up now? I said, yeah, baby. I feel grown. Can you tell me how to make the font a little bigger? Because I can't see anything on this phone. So I asked her, and I asked Twilight, who's my next to the youngest offspring. There's nothing here. We're gonna have to do some traveling. I'll turn this thing off in a minute. We'll travel a lot of feet and then come back, but he told me how to do it. So anyway, let's get, well, here we're about to be in the sun, so let's just stay active. See, people always talk about going live. It's always live for me because I'm right here. So I'm live right now. And you're live watching it. So does that make it live? Or we have to be watching it at the same time? Or are we watching it at the same time in all reality? No one really knows. It's like those spoons. Go back and look at that video if you get really bored after this one. If you're really bored right now, go ahead and just put a message on there. Just, you can even write something mean to me. I've kind of gotten used to it. It has taken me over 5 years to come to the point in my YouTube and social media career that a lot of people don't like me. Not that they don't like me. I think they're just born mean. I don't know. So if you were born mean and want to be mean to me, and if you'd rather go watch the spoon video, just leave a, kind of a mean comment. Try not to cuss. I can handle any abuse besides cussing. Plus, it takes so much work to go and block someone. And a lot of the people I know that do any social media, they say, hey, any interaction is interaction. So the algorithm says, hey, your video is being watched, so let them write what they want. I'm still a human. I'm just a person. So be nice. Okay, let's go over here. I forgot what we were talking about. So far there's nothing in here except me and my shadow. I remember this creek. You should remember this creek. My bride fell down in it once. All right, let's put some distance between us. We move upstream a lot. Well, I'll turn the camera back on. I forgot I said we were going to put some distance between us. I got kind of lonely. It's okay, I'll turn it off again, sorry. Well, I'll put some distance between us. And I'm glad you're still here. If you need to take a break or an intermission, just let me know. And we'll pause for a minute. For some reason, it got too deep. And I had to get out and go along this bank, which is not a big deal. Because we're almost back into our playground. Since there has been no rain all I can do is pour some tea, make a tea. I like watching the puddles gather rain. That's big, but not heavy. But kind of heavy. So what we gotta do is look for the little bitties that we couldn't see back when the water was high. If you remember. I can't believe this is still here. I didn't get it before just because I thought it was so cool, and it's a piece of history. And one day there's going to be laws against finding this stuff because it's going to be considered wonderful garbage. But I see something like this and I have these thoughts. So often I ought to replace that slot with what I once bought. Somebody stole my car radio, and now I just sit in silence. Oh, it's so shallow. We may have to change or go to another spot so I don't have these thoughts about my car radio. I'm done. I've been out here a lot longer than you, and I have not found anything of any interest. So we will press on till the next time. Thanks for watching my videos.